Hello everybody and welcome to another reaction video. And today we're going to revisit a band called Demon Hunter. I covered them once before, a little while ago. Covered a song called Died in My Sleep. Now I actually quite enjoyed that song. It wasn't what I expected at all, but I did really quite like it. Today we're going to be covering a track called Cold Winter Sun. Tried to do a little bit of research on the song. Didn't really come up with much, but it said something along the lines of the song is about the way we find ourselves today. And that was pretty much all I got from it. So not sure what that means, whether it means the state of the world, you know, like the way we plead ignorance and the way we treat the world. I'm not sure. So yeah, as I mentioned in the previous video, they are a Christian metal band that mix sort of like new metal styles with some other kind. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head, but I seem to, in the first video I did like them, and I thought the guy's voice was phenomenal. He had a really good voice. So yeah, can't really think of much else to cover with it, so I think we'll just get straight on into it. I'll put a link to the original video in the description below, and we'll see where we go. So yeah, Cold Winter Sun by Demon Hunter. For God's sake.
When the self is all we build, and wake up tomorrow in the blood of who we kill. We are the kingdom come. We are come undone, and the shadows bleed toward by a cold winter sun. Have a weak mind, all the cold is steel. All beloved at the mercy of a heartless horde. Tear the cause out, let the cowards reel. Bring the demon to the teeth and lacerate the cord.
Oh, one thing I can say, this is quite different to the first track. I mean, they really got straight into it, really hard and heavy. But the actual vocal style itself is quite different as well. It's a lot harsher than the first one I had, because the first track I had was I'm not going to say so much ballad, but it was a much softer kind of song. But yeah, the way the lyrics are going, it suggests, like, you know, obviously self-indulgence and ignorance and stuff like that, because it starts off, in the dim light of a sacred heart, see the vacant all descending to the left-hand path. Now, the left-hand path is often seen as essentially the path of least resistance. It's the easiest choice, you know, the lesser, the inferior choice. So they're like, see all the vacant all descending to the left-hand path. So it's like all the people that aren't bothering to think, they're just taking the easy way, you know. And then in the pre-chorus it says, we give way to sorrow when the self is all we build, and wake up tomorrow in the blood of who we killed. So we give way to sorrow, so we essentially just take the easiest way. We don't actually do anything specifically to make ourselves you know, we don't do anything to build ourselves. We're just sort of meandering along. And it says, when the self is all we build, so it's sort of like being selfish and consumed by yourself. You know, you spend more time concentrating on helping yourself, doing stuff for you, rather than, you know, maybe doing stuff to make the world itself a better place to live in. So, you know, you might be making yourself happy, but at the end of the day, the place you're living is like depressing, it's miserable, it's filled with war and corruption and stuff like that. So whilst you're making yourself happy, at the same time you're resigning yourself to live in a pretty depressing way. Wake up tomorrow in the blood of who we killed. I'm going to take this as a suggestion of the blood of who we killed, and being that they're a Christian rock band, I'm going to suggest that that is talking about Christ, because obviously he allegedly died for our sins, you know, so we've got his blood on our hands essentially, and you know, we've sinned, but we're not actually bettering ourselves either, so essentially he's died for nothing, I'm guessing is what they're suggesting. It goes on there, give a weak mind all the coldest steel, our beloved at the mercy of a heartless horde. Tear the cause out, let the cowards reel, bring the demon to the teeth and lacerate the cord. I'm not sure about that last line. But give a weak mind all the coldest steel. I'm assuming that's a suggestion of war, like, you know, give a simple a person who doesn't think deeply a weapon, and they will go to war and they will kill people to achieve what they want, rather than finding a diplomatic solution. They will just go in and kill everybody that disagrees with them, possibly. It's an interesting song so far, and like I say, the vocal style is quite different from when I heard Died in Our Sleep, but he did come in at the chorus with clean vocals, and again he does have quite a good voice. We'll carry on and see where this goes.
When the self is all we build, and wake up tomorrow in the blood of who we kill. We are the kingdom come. We are come undone, and our shadows bleed toward by a cold winter sun.
Well, there you go. It's a relatively short song now. Well, it might have been longer than I thought it was. It just seemed to go by really, really quickly. It was a very, very good song. Musically, it was phenomenal. It says in the chorus here, you know, we are the kingdom come. We are come undone, and our shadows bleed to want by a cold winter sun. You know, we are kingdom come. You know, that could be a suggestion of, like, the ending of humanity. You know, we are essentially causing the extinction of ourselves, because, you know, we are constantly fighting amongst ourselves. We were constantly killing each other over petty little things. And it says there, we are come undone, you know. So essentially we've lost sight of the things that actually matter, and we're fighting over the stupidest things, you know. We were given pretty much everything we needed in our life, everything we could have ever wanted, but still that's not enough, so we're killing each other for what everybody else has. It's like, you've got that, I want it, so rather than finding a way to get it for myself, you know, in an easy manner, I'm just gonna kill you to take it. It says, our shadows bleed to warm by a cold winter sun. I'm wondering if that's just a suggestion of you know, an all-consuming darkness that's sort of taking over the place, because eventually everything will turn to darkness if we keep on with this, with the way that we are, you know. We're killing everything. Sooner or later everything's just going to fade, everything's going to become dark, miserable, you know, and we're going to be consumed by darkness and evil and war, corruption, stuff like that. That could be possibly what it means. I don't know. This is just what I seem to be picking from it. But yes, I did actually really like that song. There's a bit more religious imagery in the song than personally I would like. But again, it's not as in your face as, you know, some do, and that's one thing I said when I listened to Died in My Sleep, is the fact that I like the fact that they used like subtle hints of it, but they didn't like really throw it in your face. They weren't getting all preachy and self-righteous about it. This is actually a sort of subtle way of doing it, whilst bringing in what they believe and using it to create the imagery in your mind. It was very, very good. Very, very heavy. Very different from the first track I heard. Yes, very, very interesting. I quite liked that. I do have many, many more of their songs to check out, because when I did Died in My Sleep, I got an overwhelming amount of suggestions of Demon Hunter tracks to check out. So there will be more of them coming in the future, I imagine. But I think we'll leave that one as it is. If anybody would like to suggest a track for me to react to, then please do so by all means. You can drop a comment in the comments section below, or you can message me on my Facebook or Instagram. The links for those are in the description below. Just know that if you do suggest a track, it might take a while for me to get to it, because I get dozens of tracks suggested to me every single day, and my list is growing faster than I can record the videos. So I do write down every suggestion I get given, but it might take me a while to get to it. Also, Metalhead Reacts is a very proud supporter of the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. They are a British-based charity aimed towards putting an end to hate crimes and helping the victims of those crimes. Because no matter who you are, no matter what you believe in, you know, whether you listen to alternative music, if you dress in alternative fashion, if you're got a different sexual preference, if you identify as a different gender, whatever your religion, your physical ability or disability, whatever your race is, no one has the right to judge you for that. As long as you live your life within the confines of the law, no one has the right to judge you for the way that you live your life. No one should be attacked, threatened, or bullied just because of the way they choose to live their life, or because of the path their life has led them. And you know, I think it's a very, very important charity, because all too often, you know, people will attack what they don't understand or what they don't like. You know, if all too often I've been attacked, I've been beaten up on countless occasions just because I've got long hair and a beard and I listen to heavy metal mostly. You know, people, just because they don't like the style of music, they think it's okay to attack me because I do. And it's not acceptable by any stretch of the imagination, and this sort of stuff needs to stop. I mean, we have enough war, we have enough misery on the planet as it is, without having to add to it with petty differences. So yeah, I do think it's a very worthwhile cause, because there's no need for it. If you want to find out more about the Sophie Lancaster Foundation, there is a link in the description below. So, you can pop over there, read up about what they're about, find out, how they came to be, which is a hideously tragic story. And if you can show them any little bit of support, that would be fantastic. But I think we will leave that as it is for now. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye.